It was believed that Savage was blacklisted from the company and that Vince wanted nothing to do with the former multi-time WWE champion, as he took it rather personally that Savage jumped to WCW. Number 5. Dusty Rhodes. By the time Dusty Rhodes arrived in WWE in 1989, he was already a household name. However, when he signed for the WWE, Vince McMahon decided to give Dusty a gimmick which involved the former WCW champion wearing polka dots. The gimmick was given to Dusty because Vince wanted to embarrass him as much as possible, and it was said that Vince was never really a fan of his work. With Dusty now in WWE, Vince finally believed he had control over his destiny. Interestingly, Dusty would eventually be heavily involved in development and subsequent success of NXT. According to those in WWE, Dusty and Triple H had a tremendous relationship which appeared to be a total contrast to the complex and hostile relationship between Dusty and Vince. Number 4. Will tell you everything you need to know. The issues between the two started when Gail was a massive advocate for women's wrestling, but during Gail's time in the WWE, this didn't fall in line with WWE's direction. According to various sources, including Jim Ross, Vince wasn't a fan of Gail's appearance, and as a result, this meant that he had no interest in pushing her. When Gail left the WWE in 2011, the hostility didn't stop there, as Gail had spent the best part of the next decade sharing stories in relation to how Vince didn't like her and how she was held down by him. Number 3. Cesaro. Our fans have always assumed he is well established for being one of the most talented in-ring performers of all time. However, Vince McMahon is Christian's face and he could focus on producing the show instead of being distracted by his appearance. And number 1. CM Punk. When CM Punk first made his WWE debut back in 2006, it was clear that Vince McMahon didn't get what Punk was about as a performer. This continued throughout Punk's career, and the two would have a lot of conflicting opinions in relation to Punk's character and how he should be presented. The two had a rather public fallout in 2014, which led to Punk's WWE departure, and this fallout even involved Punk receiving his release papers on the day of his wedding. Even though Vince denies that this wasn't deliberate, Punk believes that Vince clearly wanted him to feel as bad as possible on the happiest day of his life. In recent years, it's been reported that Vince doesn't like Punk in any capacity, and he believes that Punk has issues. When there were rumors that Punk was returning to wrestling in the summer of 2021, it was said that Vince had zero interest in bringing him back. The fact that Vince has always been willing to bring back talent who's even held him up for money in the past just goes to show how much hatred Vince has for the current AEW wrestler. But there you have it, folks, 10 WWE superstars that Vince McMahon legitimately hates. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more.